you? I didn't get my lip balm on fast enough. It is 11:33 a.m. and I wanted to pop on another quick live. It's Tuesday and you are worthy meditation. Let me see. I'm only planning to be here for about 20 minutes. And let me see if this is set up.
CatLoveDreamingPeach.com.
Hello, my sweet peaches. This is my I'll be right back. And hello. Happy Tuesday. So yesterday I jumped on 2 different live streams. I went outside, well, I was talking in the house and I was psyching myself up for the day for Monday. I wanted to talk about your wealth is good. These are some incenses. I'm going to light one. And I thought I would jump on and do a Your Wealth is Good meditation to start Monday. And then I had a very busy day, but and then I decided, let me go outside for a little walk while I was doing my, getting ready for the day. And I was chatting away, and it looked like it disconnected, and then I thought it reconnected, and so I was talking for probably a good 20 minutes out on a walk yesterday, thinking I was on a live, and I wasn't. And then when I came home, I decided to jump back on, and then I said, I'm only going to be on for 5 minutes. I ended up being on for a whole hour. However, I say I'm going to be on for about 20 minutes. Hello, welcome. So just to start off my spiel, hold on, before I do that, let me make sure I'm all ready to go. Share the video with anyone. And I'm back. So happy Tuesday. It's almost noon. Have you started working yet? I am Kat, and this is meant to be a guided meditation as well as a slight personal update about what I'm all doing. And really, a lot of the time, these videos, it's me talking to me. And then other people might think it's interesting, and then you jump on and you join, you subscribe, you like the video, you share the video, and you become part of the community. And this community is a community, it's a safe space for anyone who identifies as LGBTQ plus IA, and the IA includes intersex as well as allies. And also, one moment, please. I have to pull this up. So my little 15-minute intro is that this channel is about healing from trauma, learning to love yourself through the process of learning to like yourself. And occasionally I talk about some true crime cases that interest me. And sometimes I get a little bit political, and I have guidelines, which are that MAGA people are not welcome here. This is a safe space for anyone who's LGBTQ plus or an ally. And It is not my job nor my space to make anyone feel at home and who is a threat or who is somebody who is hateful. So this is meant to be a safe space, and I have a policy where I ignore, yeet, and delete people who make it clear that they are not part of this safe tribe. So that's my 5-minute spiel. It's not a 5-minute. That's my, well, I guess it has been 5 minutes. Okay. So, hello. Welcome to this guided meditation where I talk a little bit about what's going on with me personally, because that's part of what I use as my inspiration to guide me through the meditation. And maybe you'll find it helpful for you in your life. So again, just a reminder, you are welcome to comment, to ask a question, and to become part of this community where we're thriving, we're healing, we are not just surviving, but thriving and up-leveling how we think about ourselves. Good morning, Donald Mouse. And so I like to stay on topic, and I'll give you a shout out and say hello if you're part of this vibe, this tribe, and the community that wants to thrive. And whoops, not do that. So wait, I need my other one. That's, oh, see, I don't mean to be advertising somebody's thing. I'm just using it because it boosts up my little, this is actually Band-Aids that are really bad, but it's a cute little metal box that I just kept. Hello, Heather Oxendine. So it's Tuesday. Yesterday I did a couple of videos. I was talking about I look fantastic, Darcy. Thank you. I love that name, Mr. Darcy. Okay, so yesterday, he can't meet my client. Oh, dang. Okay, well, did I get rest? I don't know. Okay, shoot. So I have to tell, hold on, guys. I have to send a note now to my client's client. Please hold. I made a Can you meet him on Friday instead? Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. See, I really wanted to pop on to do the whole music sucks. Yeah, well, I'm just typing a message. Okay, give it a sec. And I'm back. So I'm really just literally in the midst of my work morning. It's about to be afternoon. I've been wanting to, it's okay. Jokes are good. You know, I'm here to be friendly. Again, I'm only being friendly to people who are safe people, safe space, and who are happy to thrive and who are looking for tools to up-level yourself, up-level the way that you think about yourself, up-level the way that you think about the work that you do and your work day. Yesterday, I started my work day by taking a little walk around. That's what I was saying when I started this video, that I thought it would be cool to take you guys on a little walk with me, but then when I got too far away from the house, it disconnected, and then it, like, everybody, you know, dropped out of the live stream. So I can't do that and take a walk and be on a live stream. However, I did really enjoy getting outside. And then so yesterday I had my son taking the bus home from school instead of me jumping out and you're a positive beam, instead of me having to run and go get him and come back. And that actually was great, because the call that I had scheduled for the morning yesterday ended up getting pushed, and because I was home and I didn't have to go run out and get my son because he was going to take the school bus home, I was able to actually sit and focus and be able to have the call. So I am talking a little fast because I feel like I have to kind of make this quick, because that client gave me a whole bunch of work to do, and then I just finished with another call with my other client who gave me a bunch of work to do. Then I have the call that I had yesterday, and I have a lot of work to do for that client, and I have a bunch of work to do for all my clients. Actually, I have 4 ongoing clients, and I was adding it up. Let's see, I'll do it now, because I had said at one point it was like, oh, thank you, chef. So let's see, this one gives me 5, this one gives me 3. Sometimes she was doing 8, but now she's doing 4. And then I have 25 for them. So let's see, that's 8, 9, and that's 8. I don't know, I can't do the math. Yeah, so basically I'm very busy. Wait, maybe I can pop open my calculator. Sad, but whatever. Let's see, okay. So that plus that plus that plus her plus her plus him plus her. Yeah, and then yeah, so basically easily 40 hours of work, and it's already Tuesday and it's already the afternoon. So, you know, I had been hoping and wishing that I would get better clients who would pay me more money and give me more hours and have actual work to do that wasn't like stupid shit. Like, I had clients that this one guy, he wanted to talk like every day, and just to like tell him, I don't know, it was so stupid, you know. I was like, I don't want to be your little dumb errand girl. Like, I have so many better skills than that. So part of up leveling is learning to acknowledge what my skill set is and to improve my skill set. So on top of all of that work that I have to do, what I also need to do is to start learning Premiere Pro. I want to start learning After Effects. I want to learn how to up level. I want to become financially literate. I want to be able to have a 15-second elevator pitch for my YouTube channel, as well as for my other paid work, you know, my real job. I realized, like, I don't have a 15-second elevator pitch for that. And it's like, well, I do some of this and I do some of that. And I have many, many years of experience, and I do this and I do that. But that's kind of hard. It's hard to sell to someone when you're like, eh. So that's something that I really want to focus on. I want to focus on up leveling how I manage my own businesses. One being my YouTube channel. So as I've said in the past, my channel started out as a video therapy session channel for myself, where I talked about manifesting a specific person, which became, oh, I need to be the person I manifest. And you can't manifest any specific person romantically, and you should be focusing on yourself. And I talk about dreams and how to retain the dreams that you have at night, and how to maybe utilize them in a way that could be helpful in your own life. And then I talk about manifesting your dreams, as in, like, for me, that's what I'm talking about. My clients, can you ask what my real job is? I mean, basically I'm a consultant, but I do like a variety of things. That's what I'm saying. So I have a couple of clients where I'm doing social media stuff. One is doing a podcast, and I've been, like, every week I schedule a couple of meetings. I'm part of the meeting. I make sure everything that needs to be done is noted, but then I'm also helping to do research and then put together what she's going to be using while she's doing her podcast. And now I'm going to start editing the actual videos. And client-based jobs tend to have more personal interactions, obviously. Anyhow, I hope it goes smoother for all. Yeah, thank you, Chef. Yeah, those are the people that I speak to, like, every day. And then I have another client, and I, like, Well, what I had been doing for a couple of years was basically uploading all of her receipts for all of her travels. She travels like multiple times a week. Then she has hotel and meals and car rental and gas and all the things, and the conference room and all this stuff. It's all business travel and stuff like that. So I was managing all of those. She would text me some, email me some, all the various ways, and I would make sure that everything was uploaded. So she's starting a new role, and I also do like a lot of personal stuff. Like she has several homes, like a condo and a home, and one of the things that I really have to get to, like right now, I'm not a grandma. My children are still quite young, but thank you. But being old is a blessing. So, being able to live long is such a blessing. And many people like to be ageist and shame you. And I'm not about it. So as I said earlier, this is a safe space. I moderate my own chat. I did have now, what was your name? Charles. Now, you've been here yesterday, so you know damn well you can go back and listen. You can rewind a little bit to the beginning, or you can go to my About Me page. So it's good to have your elevator pitch. However, it's also good to have boundaries. So being old is not an insult or bad. So, I mean, people obviously use it to insult others, but so I like to jump on these lives because instead of doing these, recorded videos where then I have to go back and edit and then I upload them, and they honestly, these vertical lives on my cell phone are getting a lot more people jumping on. I'm getting more subscribers. I'm enjoying that. It's making me feel more interactive with you guys, and the fact that I continue to have boundaries that say, oh, that just reminded me, I wanted to find a word. Let's see if I can find a word that will make my little phrase even better. Well, my phrase that I've been using is ignore, yeet, and delete. There's the people who pop in and they say stuff that makes it super obvious that they are not part of my safe tribe. You're not going to be a cat love living peach person. And yes, I did remember it was Charles. So, if you're not here to be part of my tribe, and you're not here to thrive and to, hang out and to contribute positivity or it doesn't always have to be positive. Again, I'm not the kind of, this is not the space where it says positive vibes only, because positive vibes only is Pollyanna and it's bullshit. Okay. You cannot heal yourself if you say positive vibes only, because then you're not allowing yourself to interact with the other things that you need to in order to actually get to the heart of it. So, I don't know. It's not what I think about it. It's what you think about it. When people, so again, like if I have a client, an insight coach client, and they tell me what's going on with them at the moment, what's concerning them, what their goals are, what they feel like the hangups are. It's not for me to tell you what I think is right or wrong, but to suggest some kind of insight that will get you to look at your situation from a different perspective. So again, it's not how I interpret something. Like if you want to talk about the dreams you had at night, or maybe some faulty thinking you have, some junky belief systems, some beliefs about yourself that you think are holding you back, or maybe beliefs about yourself that you think are really important, but they are holding you back. And hi, Stephen Shem. How are you? And hi, Junior. Loved you. You know, it's really about how are you interpreting yourself? How are you perceiving yourself? How other people perceive you matters, but only to a point. Yesterday, I was talking about the low junk slogans that I want to start to talk about to incorporate the teachings of the low junk slogans. You are open to helping all people. I am, unless. You know, I got a list. Hello for popping in. Thank you, Donald, for saying I help all people. Not all people. I'm not here to help the people who are in the group of people who I'm not here to help. Racist, misogynistic, homophobe, transphobe, xenophobes. Hi, Osep unless. No, I'm here to help people who are here to be helped. You know, when somebody wants to just be disruptive, then, you know, again, ignore, yeet, delete. And ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let's see. It's like I don't like to. Hold on. There's my bad hold music. No, I don't know. So, anyway, it's almost noon. I've got to get back to it. I just wanted to give a few encouraging words. Yeah, ignore, yeet, delete. You know, I want to give some encouraging words and let people know that. So yesterday I had some great, oh, that was Cody Richards. Hello. So I was kind of worried because, thank you, Charles, for saying you love my vibes. Okay, so the people who I'm doing like the podcast stuff with, they had hired another company that it's where they film, and then they were doing some editing, you know, the Jeopardy, better than just me typing. And anyway, so we had a meeting where I was on the call with the other company, and basically what we're trying to do is get them to give us the MP4 file so that I can just edit. Like, they're filming it there and they're doing some editing. They're taking 3 different camera angles and compiling it into one. And then I'm going to do additional editing, and I'm going to cut it up into reels and do things like that. And they keep pushing back. They don't want to give me the MP4 files. So on the call, I got a little, like, I was very assertive, and I was like, well, we are asking you if you will give it. Like I said, I'm not understanding something, maybe because the client is saying that this is what she wants, and you know, she's the one who's the client. So it's kind of, there's like 3 of us. Like, I work for the person who's doing the podcast. She had hired this company where they film it and they do some initial editing, and they want to hire me to do additional editing. But the company who has the files, they don't want to give me access to the files, and that's what they keep pushing back about. So I said, you know, so on the call I was like, I'm getting confused. Is, like, am I misunderstanding something? Because we keep telling you we want the file and you keep coming up with something else. And I'm like, so anyway, I pushed back, and then I started kind of like wondering, okay, good, the client is able to meet him on Friday. I started to wonder, like, shit, did they get mad? Like, was I a little bit too aggressive or something? So anyway, I was having the call with the podcast lady, and we had a nice call and everything. And then at the end, it came up talking about that other company. And then I said, so since you mentioned it, I was a little you know, wondering, did I like step on your toes or, you know, push back a little too much? And then they were like, no, actually, we agree with you. You know, they should be doing the edits that we want. If you know, if we're paying them, and if they can't do it, then they need to just give it to us. So anyway, I think that I'll be able to get that work, and that'll be great. And they're still going to use them. It's just like I'm going to be helping out, and I'm more of a dedicated person in, you know, on their team, where the other team, there's a bunch of them and they do various things, and this is more one-on-one, which they like, and so I'm really happy with it. So I got to get on that work, and then the other client, who she got a new job, she'll be starting next week, although she's flying out today because they have a new conference. And so her son is moving from one place to another, and I got to get on and do all these things, get the U-Haul, get the movers, get the, and I better fucking get to it because it's literally next Monday. So I need to do that. But that client, she gave me some very encouraging words, because I said, you know, I feel like I'm at this level where you know, I just get by, and sometimes I have a little bit more, and sometimes I have a little bit less. And I am really trying to up level the way that I think about myself. Like, instead of always feeling like I can only earn this amount, which really holds me back. And you know, I don't want to just be working, you know, X amount rate per hour for X amount of hours, because at some point you just simply cannot get to a higher place unless, you know, you're making a huge amount of, if you have a huge rate per hour, then maybe you can just, you know, get really wealthy like that. But for me, unless I can really increase my hourly rate or find other ways of investing, I'm finding that it's very hard, if not damn near impossible, to get to any like higher level of wealth if I just get paid by the hour for work that I'm physically doing. So that's where, you know, being willing to say, you know what, I'm not anywhere near as financially literate as I want to be. Maybe I'm even financially illiterate. But again, if I don't acknowledge that, and I just keep going the way I'm going, and I'm already 51, I'm young, but I'm not that young. Hey, Landon Souls. You know, back in my early 20s, I was very financially illiterate, but I would just, you know, I was basically taught to get the job to pay. Just get the job to pay the bills, get the job to pay the bills. And there was not a lot of talk. There was no talk about investing, or, you know, how to have passive income, or, you know, all of the things. So, so again, if you're only here to try to put others down, then obviously this isn't the right place for you. And everybody deserves a safe space where someone isn't bullying them or trying to insult you or make you feel bad, because it's already hard to up level yourself, to deal with your own internalized lack, your own internalized junky belief systems, where these faulty belief systems have you working so hard. You know, some of us are working 10 times harder than, you know, someone who's maybe a lot wealthier, but it's not because you're not intelligent and you're not skilled and you don't have a good work ethic, but it's because of the mentality, and then the knowledge of how do you up level yourself. That's what I'm saying, that other client was really giving me some good ideas about how to get myself to that next level, where I'm not just always scrambling for clients and for hours, and then I finally get the clients and the hours, and I'm scrambling to get the work done, and then I'm scrambling to get more. So I'm trying to learn how to have a better mentality about myself overall, so that I'm incorporating going for a walk every day. I'm incorporating these beliefs that I am worth it, I'm capable, I'm able, and don't let the internal voices hold you back. Don't let those external voices and these so-called critics hold you back. Allow yourself to say, maybe I'm not going to get from A to Z like that, but you know what? That's kind of dangerous to do that anyway. Like Abraham Hicks says, you don't want to go from 0 to 100 instantaneously because the results are not very pleasant on a human body. So we do want to up level, but we want to do it in a way that you want to progress in a way where you can actually feel it, so that the progress is the motivation to keep going, but it also has to be realistic where it's achievable. Because if you make your goals so far out and you don't break it down to little baby steps of how to fill it in, thank you, Donald, then you can become so overwhelmed that paralyzes you. So I have a huge long list of tasks to do. I want to get that 40 hours of work done. It's already noon on Tuesday. And again, remember my slogan, ignore, yeet, delete. And you can use that, anybody in your life, because who has precious time to give energy to some nasty low lives who truly, instead of being on a path for healing, they would rather try to rip other people down. Thank you, Donald, for making this channel more enjoyable as well. I really appreciate your engagement. People like Donald, Landon, James says hi. I have Fishing Queen. She's a moderator. She helped me with one of my videos. And Stephen Shem, been here for so long, and he's so wonderful. I really enjoy having safe people. I have Paula and Bruce, and hello with the funny emojis. So these videos are intended to encourage myself to stay focused, to stay on my path, to allow myself to up level every day just a little bit, and to share that journey with like-minded people who are interested in also up leveling in a way where you learn to love yourself through the process of learning to like yourself. And like Pema Chodron teaches, we need to do this with a gentle way on ourselves, instead of striking yourself and always being like, oh, get it better, get it right. I'm going to see if I think this is backwards, right? So I'm going to write Pema Chodron's name, but I'm going to write it backwards. Pema Chodron is a Buddhist nun. I absolutely love her, and she was taught by Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche. Pema Chodron. Hold on, let me write his name. So she's a Buddhist nun, and she teaches a lot about, well, I guess the way I look at it is like Buddhism intermingled with psychology, which is like Mark Epstein. That's what that doctor does. And where I take the learnings, the teachings of, I'm an ally, David, thank you. And I do consider myself queer, but even though, you might not agree with that meaning, but for me, that's how I identify. However, I am single, celibate, not open to dating, and yeah. So Pema Chodron teaches that as we train ourselves to be more loving to ourselves, then we can, for example, ignore, yeet, and delete people who are literally just it's like you're just walking down your path, you're trying to stay healthy. If you see some dog poop on the ground, you're not going to pick it up and be like, what's this? What are you doing here? Why are you here? You're going to just like, whoop. And maybe you'll say to the guy behind you, don't step in that shit. you know? And that's how certain, hey, Fei Fei and Shia, it's refreshing. What's refreshing, Donald? So let's see, Trung Pa, how do you write it backwards? Trung, I have ink on my arm. Trung Pa. Oh, it's Chogyung. Well, I wrote his last name first. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Shea like shea butter. So hold on. So the teacher, in Buddhism, they like to have a lineage. So wait, hold on. It's Chog. Yum. Can you see? I'm doing this like backwards. Let me see. Chog. Yum. Okay, so his name is Chog. Oh, I got the G. Oops, I made an actual G. Chogyung Rinpa. No, sorry. Chogyum Trungpa. The Rinpoche is a term of respect for a Buddhist teacher. So he, hold on. Okay, so Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche was Pema Chodron's teacher, and another teacher that I love, who I actually got to meet in real life. We went to his meditation center retreat many years ago for a day of meditation. I got to hear him and make sense and make sense. Chef, I said what you wrote, and ask him a question, and he was Thich Nhat Hanh. Let's see, but he sadly passed away a year or so ago. Let's see. Thich Nhat Hanh, another amazing teacher. He had many, many books. Okay, so anyway, I'm just mentioning them because I'm speaking about some of what they've taught. And what Pema Chodron would talk about is that many of us have this voice inside of our head that's very harsh. And we talk to ourselves harsh. We think about ourselves harsh. What year did I go? I don't know, because I'm trying to think if both of our babies were born. No, I think we just had the first one. So it had to be like 15 years ago. Whenever that was. Do the math. 2010? Maybe like that, something like that. 2010, 2012, something around there. No, not 2012, because then my younger son was already born. Like 2010 probably was when we went. But anyway, the point that I was getting at was that Pema Chodron talks about how many of us were spoken to harshly by our parents or whoever was supposed to take care of us, and we internalize those harsh voices, or maybe we were criticized a lot, we were told we're not good enough, we were told, especially for people who exist in this realm. Many of the people who have had families that are not accepting, and they're not a safe space, and you have to learn how to hide and how to pretend and how to try to be passing as like a straight heteronormative, one gender kind of thing, and it can be incredibly difficult and create all kinds of faulty thinking, junky belief systems, limiting ways you see yourself. And I also often like to say the way that you exist in the world of your family, or the house where you were, not necessarily the house, but the place where you grew up, like however you saw yourself in that world, is how we often then, that's how in the world, in the big old world, you kind of try to navigate the world the way you had to navigate in the world of your upbringing. And that is very often not healthy. You know, it's coping mechanisms that they helped you to get through, like for example, disassociating and repressing severe childhood abuse, and then trying to navigate through romantic relationships without, you know, what I call the unseen unhealed wounds, the inability to even see what is the toxic off gassing that's literally poisoning every connection or relationship you even attempt, and you don't know why. It's like carbon dioxide. Is it carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide in the room? It's odorless, it's colorless. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it, but it's fucking killing you. And that's what these unseen, unhealed wounds are like. Whether it's your romantic relationships, monoxide, carbon monoxide. So whether it's, you know, how you see yourself, like what jobs you go to get, what friendships you try to pursue or maintain, romantic, and you can't do anything about where you were born, or what family you were born into, or what childhood experiences you had. You can't change that they happened, but you can change what you make them mean to you about you. Dioxide, okay. You can decide how you want to frame those experiences in the way that you utilize them today. So I often talk about the curriculum for your own healing and your own growth, and you are the best one to know in the university of you, and you want to learn to up level and to improve yourself and to make yourself able to heal from those pains and those traumas you went through, to forgive yourself for not knowing that that's what was happening. And I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you lower the age? You're going to get a timeout for that. Okay. The age of consent is so important, and allowing children, to be innocent. You know, when your innocence is stolen from you, and then you're forced to be in this world that you shouldn't be in, and that doesn't make any sense. You can't logic as a child in a world that's not meant for children, and then to try to navigate through life, it's very hard to do. So that's why I am trying to use my own journey of healing to help myself, but to also help other people who might find something useful in the things that I'm saying and that I'm talking about to myself. Maybe you'll find it useful in your world. And again, this is a safe space for anyone who is a safe space. So again, if you're racist or misogynistic or ageist or ableist, then you know this is not a safe space for you, because you're making it unsafe for me and everybody else who I want here. Kingston's life. Hi. You know, so like the group of friends, the virtual friends, the people that I want to hang out with, whose input and insight and questions and experiences and thoughts that I would be interested in seeing rolling up that chat. Those are the people who are going to make this a safe space for me, as well as others. So again, there's rules here, which are, I ignore, yeet, and delete people who are, I wish I could like put your stuff on the, Chris, I wish I could put your flags up. I'm using my cell phone from the YouTube app. I was trying to use it with the Streamlabs, but see, only somebody who wants to abuse you would tell you that you can't be here and be safe. If you want to be here, then you know, like somebody said yesterday, well, you're on a live stream, therefore you're inviting abuse. That's only an abusive person would say that. Only an abusive person would think that just because somebody's streaming live, that that's an invitation or an allowance for you to go abuse them. So ignore, yeet, delete. You know, sometimes we need to ignore, yeet, delete people in our real lives. And let's see, I do take time to read these comments before I say them out loud. So exactly, we do need to deal with harsh things inevitably. That's why I was saying that, you know, I'm not about good vibes only. Good vibes only is not the same as having okay, so like, you know, people talk about the willingness to look at the shadow, look at the things that, the trauma, the unseen wounds. If you're not willing to actually explore and look at the unseen wounds of your own life, then you're just going to keep making the same, you know, doing the same behaviors that might not be giving you the results that you want. If you're happy with your results, then you don't need to up level. If the level of success in your financial world, your health with your body, your relationship to yourself, and your relationship to other people, then if you're totally satisfied with that, then you probably wouldn't be here, you know. Or if you were here and you felt satisfied, then you would probably have positive things. You know, you might say, I've reached a level of satisfaction in my life, and you know, this is what helped me. You know, you wouldn't, people who are satisfied with their lives, they don't go around, whether it's on a live stream or in real life, you don't go around making nasty comments about people, right? If I go into a live stream and I'm not interested in it, I don't say, this is boring. I just leave, because why would that person care that I think that they're boring? And if I think that they're boring, that tells me that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So if you're respectful, when you're respectful and you're mature, thank you, Chris, for saying that you like what I say. When you have respect for yourself and you have healthy boundaries and your intention is to be a positive person, even if it's just for the selfishness of you just wanting to have positive interactions, right? Being positive, and, you know, again, being positive doesn't necessarily mean nice, and being positive doesn't mean ignoring anger, frustration, irritation, anxiety, feelings of lack, feelings of not being good enough, you know, all of those things. If you really want to heal and up level, then you would you will be willing to look at the whole thing. But having the willingness to sit with your trauma and learn how to heal, and also to sit with the painful self-reflection that is true, when you allow yourself to see the truth in your own behavior and how what you're doing and how you're showing up and how the tone of your voice and the particular words that you use, or the way that you use your body language, or the way that, you know, you you know, all of the things, the way you don't communicate in a healthy manner, or the way that you're not honest about what your real needs are, or the way that you say yes when you mean no, or the way that you say no when you don't really mean no, but, you know, you're using that to play games. So if all of those things are the things that you're doing, then it can be very painful. And for some people, it can be damn near impossible for them to face the reality of your own behavior, of your own way of showing up that's actually turning people away, making people recoil, making people not like you or not want to be around you, or maybe they're just like, they're not, you know, I can't say that that's a bad person, but they just have like a bad vibe, a bad energy. You know, we are vibrational beings. People can sense your energy and you can sense theirs. So you can tell when somebody's just an energy vampire who, you know, they don't have anything going on in their life and they just want to glom on and be a Klingon to you and suck out all your life's energy, you know. And that's why I have very strict rules for who I will tolerate in a chat. And it's because I don't got time for that. You know, I have so much work to do, and I'm so happy that you were here. Please give this video a like if you liked anything that I had to say here and you found it even a little bit helpful. It really helps me out when you give these videos likes, then it can help push it out. If you have anybody in your life who cares about Buddhism, meditation, learning to up-level themselves, healing from trauma, and thank you, and just being here, then please share it. Even if you don't have anybody to share it to, if you just click the share and copy the link, I believe that that is still gives it a boost as if somebody shared it, because how would they know if you then copy and pasted it anywhere else? They wouldn't. So if you just click it, hello, Kamari, Kimmery, many ways that I could see that being pronounced. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I hope Kim Ari, oh, like India Ari, cool, like it, I like that name. So if you feel that these kind of lives where I'm talking about, you know, your wealth is good, it's kind of a guided meditation, it's kind of a video therapy session for myself, just to, you know, talk through whatever it is that I'm doing that day, this day, and allowing myself to, hold on, I forgot to turn on monetize my stream. Let me turn it on before I finish it. Oh, fuck. I'm leaning so far because my cell phone is literally blocking my view. There. Okay. So please feel free to monetize, to give it a like and to give it a share. And thank you, this Benny. Hey girl, just want to drop in and show some love. Red heart. It's so good to see you clean. What? Okay. I'm going to put you on a timeout because either you're on the wrong stream or you are just trying to be a weirdo. But congrats to anybody who is sober for any amount of time. I don't drink, so, you know. Anyway, so, yeah, this is just to encourage you. And hello, Fabakov said hi. If you find these kind of little chats and updates helpful and you get little nuggets of useful information or ways of thinking about things, then please feel free to subscribe. I invite you to subscribe, Izzy, Dizzy, and Bibu. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to, you know, jump on a live, not necessarily every day, but often. Have an amazing day, and thank you for the inspiration. Thank you, Donald Mouse. Thank you, Chef. Farewell, everyone who is sober, with a sweating, laughing emoji. And you're an ignore, yeet, and delete. That's what you are. So, yeah, I love curating my space. I love having the strong boundaries to empower myself and allow myself, as well as the people who enjoy being here, to feel safe and to feel welcomed and to know that I will be a bouncer. I will be a gatekeeper of this space. I will do my best to ensure that if you're here to hang out, to learn something, to grow, to up level, to heal from your traumas, we can maybe do some meditation. I've got my runes. Where did I put them? I've got my runes. Maybe I'll do a live. Kim Ari said, thank you for your time. Just bought some gourds for your table and it gives you joy. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Be safe, Queen B. Well, I'm really Queen K, but this is a rune. This is joy. There you go. Thank you, Barris Bantansi. This is movement. Like, girl, go get to work. Thank you, Paul Cantrell, for the love. And I would marry you. I'll marry you because, you know, we can be merry together. And then this is growth, which is what we're doing here. We're up leveling. Okay, so I made these runes. And then I have these runes that I made. Come to Turkey. I don't know. I'm not. This is protection. Is it protection or is it warrior? I have my book. Where did I just put my book? I mean, I had it. Oh, you know what? I had it. Ugh. Oh, here it is. I used to know them by heart. I'm 51 years old. For a little while longer. Let me see. Warrior. It is warrior. This one is warrior. Yeah, I do make stuff also. I I won't marry you, but thank you for asking. I have like, let's see if I can take this down. This is a painting that I've made. I think that my style is kind of like fantasy dream vibes. And don't be ageist, Donald. You know, I don't know why people think 50 is so damn old. I mean, 50 is pretty fucking young. You know, now I have a new perspective, being half a century old. Have a good day, gang. You know, once you've been around the sun that many times, the concept of time is different when you're 50 than when you're 20. And when you're 20, 50 is like so old. But when you're 50, I mean, shit, I have a friend who's 86 years old. And then, like, he's actually a friend. He was a client of mine, and then he was going on a long summer, and then he does things for his son. And, well, instead of taking that as a compliment, Donald, I want to just school you a little bit to say there's many, many, many youthful 50-year-olds. And so it's, instead of me saying, thank you for saying I don't look 50, I will push back and say, you need to update what you think 50-year-olds look like. Sometimes 50-year-olds look very old because of whatever reason. But a huge, huge amount of 50-year-olds truly do not look old. So instead of telling a 50-year-old, you don't look that age, update what you think a 50-year-old looks like. Okay? So this is what a 50-year-old looks like. I don't wear makeup. I really never have. I tried to when I turned 50. I started to feel kind of old and ugly. And I thought, well, maybe it's time for me to learn some makeup. And I tried to, and I fucking broke out. And I was like, fuck this shit. I never liked makeup. I never wanted to wear makeup. I hate the way it feels. I hate the way it makes me look. I hate everything about it. You know, I guess for some people, when they put makeup on, it makes them feel beautiful. However, I feel like trying to put makeup on is like color by number, find all my flaws and try to hide them. And it just makes me feel so horrible. Plus, I'm a highly sensitive person, an HSP. It feels terrible on my face and on my skin. I just hate everything about it. You're 59? Well, yeah, then you should apologize. What are you talking about? Then you fucking ought to know. You ought to know. Right on, Cha-Cha Robinson. Thank you. So yeah, let's up level how we think about ourselves. If you're 49, then you're literally probably would have been like you would have been in school with me. So how fucking old do you look? If you saw me from the back, you would see like my hair, my baby fine hair is thinning. I do have a little bit of that. I have some age spots. I have like, you know, showing up. I have some wrinkles. My neck is like, my arms, you know, I got to get back into stretching and dancing and going for walks because I want to get fit. And, you know, I always took it for granted. You don't you judge me. No, I'm just judging you. If you're 49 years old, I'm saying you ought to know that we can still look very youthful. you know, because we are. I mean, really, age is, it's not just a number. You know, there's the age of consent and all of that incredibly important stuff. You look beautiful. Thank you, Alan Milky. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And exactly, Chef, are we wise enough? You know, the fact is, I'm going to get more wrinkled and wrinkled. My hair is going to probably thin even more. And, you know, my skin might get crepey. And eventually I'm going to fucking die, you know. None of us get out of here alive. However, I am working on being happy and healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically, and, you know, live in a safe, healthy space, a neat and tidy individual. Thank you, Sri. But now that it's 12:30, I am from the northeast coast of the USA, and I apologize to the world for the bullshit dickhead that got elected, who is a crook and a criminal, and he should have never been there in the first place. And it's pretty fucking Twilight Zone-y that this is happening. And yeah, it's crazy. He is a shit stain. You're from India. That's cool. Lens of Secret. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You agree. Thank you. Well, part of curating my space here is making sure that people who feel otherwise aren't fucking up this space, because this is a safe space. I hate him too. And it's your name, Lens of Cirque. Okay, so of course it would have been different. So yes, so that's that. And if you enjoyed being here, thank you so much. Again, don't forget to hit the video, hit like, hit share, and please subscribe. And if you think that you've already subscribed, just double check and make sure that you are subscribed, and hit the bell notification so you never miss a notification, especially as I have been going live much more often. And if you enjoy being here and chatting with me live, then please hit the bell. Hello, thank you. If you're interested in my thoughts about political stuff, I have an entire playlist which is called Impeach Inmate Trump. You can go check that out and see whatever I talked about when I talked about it, when I was talking about it. All right? And we out. See you soon.